Love at first sight. First of all, do you believe in love at first sight?
I believe in love at first sight. That's the long and short of everything.
Well, I don't think I do. I think it's just a myth. But this movie proves that love at first sight is very possible. This movie is starring Ben Hadley and Hadley Richardson. It follows these two complete strangers. We have Hadley and Oliver. Hadley is an American and she misses her flight by 4 minutes. She's on her way to London for her father's wedding. But lucky for her, there's a seat on the next flight going to London, so she pays for the ticket. And during her wait, she meets Oliver. Oliver is British and he's obsessed with statistics. Immediately, they have this connection.
As fate would have it, Oliver's seatbelt was broken, so he had to be bumped to the business class. And so they talked. They had this cute moment together. And when the flight was over, they had to be separated at customs. And they both had places they needed to be early. Oliver had to go his way and Hadley had to go her way. This is a new city for this American girl. And what are the odds that she goes to see this boy with a British accent again that she just met on a flight? The romantic comedy was directed by Vanessa Castle, and it is actually based on a book by Jennifer E. Smith, which is titled The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight.
My favorite thing about the story is the runtime. I was like, oh, is it over? I wanted more. They fell in love in a day and it was just so nice. Everything just going tap, 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 tap. I think the plots were just well put together. There was no slacking or any unnecessary storyline. It was very heartwarming for me.
For me, this movie is quite likable. I agree that it's likable. Because once I read a book before I see the movie, I always judge the movie like from how I felt with the book. I didn't like the book at all. And I was even wondering to myself, okay, why is it titled The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight? But now that I've seen the movie, I feel like, okay, the title of the book is actually fitting for the movie.
I agree. Because Ben is just this
math nerd. In the book, Ben was not this math nerd in the book at all. So there's really nothing statistical probability of anything. Yes, what are the odds that I go to see again? What are the odds that you fall in love on a train?
What are the odds you get in flight immediately like that?
So that's the beautiful thing about the entire setup. My favorite thing about this movie was the fact that, again, judging from the book, was the fact that this movie, they did not put Oliver at the background
of the story.
Oliver in the book was at the background so much. So I like the fact that there was a narrator, they introduced the narrator, and I love the narrator so much. I love that they introduced the narrator and we got to see both sides, both points of views.
I love when the movie has a narrator in it, but I felt like the narrator was just popping up too much even when it was unnecessary. I like narrator part of telling us what are the odds of this happening, what are the odds of this not happening. But seeing her repeatedly coming up, I was like, okay, this is getting that. I think that was the only part of the movie I did not like. But the rest, I really enjoyed it. I feel like the characters were very believable. Ben playing Oliver and Hadley playing Hadley. Ben's family, they were not really my favorite people in this movie, although they were going through something really, really significant in the story.
The person that really drew me to this movie was Hadley Richardson. I really like her face. I just like Hadley a lot. However, my favorite character has to be the narrator, played by Jamila Jamil. I love that character so much. The book really showed more reconciliation between Hadley and her father, because in the book, Hadley was so pissed at her dad for leaving her and her mother, and she didn't like Charlotte at all. The entire Charlotte story was pushed to the back. They said, no, love comes first, then every other thing is secondary. Jamila, she was just like that person at the background. She played Fate to me. She wore many hats in this movie. She was air hostess, she was customs officer, she was bus driver, she was random lady in the street. She was just everywhere, gently nudging them towards each other in a very sweet way.
Her repeatedly coming was just annoying. But I just feel like the theme of this story was just faith, principally, except from just taking a chance. So anybody randomly can actually, oh, this is yours or something for the past that she came and I feel like her narration should have been in the background or just the intro place where she appeared, fine. But her repeatedly coming up, no. Another thing I like about this movie is the colors. It was just kind of red, and you know red normally says for love, so it was just there setting the mood and the theme of this entire story.
The attention to detail, there was just a kind of attention to detail in the movie. Like when she entered the bus, there was quotes there that were just like telling you, that kind of thing happens a lot in your mind, that like, when you want something, you not be seeing it, the airplane over her head, like that's what I just like, that the small attention to detail. Do you think Apple should press play?
I barely recommend romantic comedies because I feel like this genre is dying slowly. But this movie is actually really good. It is fast paced and you just enjoy the story.
I would say this movie is quite likable.
I'll rate it 3.5 stars.
I'll rate it a 3 out of 5.
Yes. So if you believe in love at first sight, let us know. If you don't believe it, just tell us. You should see this movie if you like rom-coms. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share this video and subscribe to our channel.
Next time.
Bye.